So for this video, I will be discussing on Math Grade 10 module, Quarter 1, Weeks 3 and 4. So ang Weeks 3 at 4 ay tungkol sa geometric sequence. So a geometric sequence, also known as geometric progression, is a set of terms in which each term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by the same fixed number called the common ratio, which is commonly represented by R. So, ang kaibahan po dito sa geometric sequence, sa arithmetic sequence, ay ang sa arithmetic sequence ay you're going to add, but dito, you're going to multiply. Okay? So, meron tayo dito example, number 1. The number pattern 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and so on is a geometric sequence. 2 is multiplied to any term to get the next term. Therefore, we can say that 2 is the common ratio or R. The common ratio may be an integer or fraction, negative or positive. Then it can be found by dividing any term by the term that precedes it. The number line below illustrates the sequence. So dito makita natin first term 1, then times 2, that will be 2, the second term, then times 2, the third term is 4, then times 2 na naman, then fourth term is 8, and so on. Okay? So ito ay isang example or halimbawa ng geometric sequence. Now, let us determine the next two terms in the given sequence 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Since the common ratio is 2 and the first term is 1, we are going to have this one below. 1 times 2, 2, 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, then 8 times 2, 16, 16 times 2 is 32, then 32 times 2 is 64. Thus, the next two terms of the geometric sequence 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 are 32 and 64. Then, pangalawang halimbawa, in the sequence 3, 8, 13, 18, 23, there is no common ratio among the terms. However, there is a common difference of 5. To prove, let us have the following solution. So, common difference, we're going to subtract the last term to the preceding term. So, the last term is 23, so 23 minus 18, that will be 5. The next, 18 minus 13, that will be 5 also. 13 minus 8, 5. 8 minus 3 is also 5. So the common difference here is 5. So D is equal to 5. Now if we're going to have the common ratio, so we're going to divide 23 by 18, then 18 by 13, 13 by 8, and 8 divided by 3. So in that case, we cannot find common ratio. So in this example, this is an arithmetic sequence but not a geometric sequence. Then let's have illustrative example 3. In the sequence negative 20, 10, negative 5, 5 halves, the common ratio is negative 1 half. To prove, let us have the following solution. So to find the common ratio, we're going to divide the last term by the next term, preceding term. So 5 halves divided by negative 5. So that will become 5 halves times negative 1/5. And that will be equal to negative 1 half. Then the next one, negative 5 divided by 10. Simplify that one, that is negative 1 half. Then 10 divided by negative 20, that is also negative 1 half. Thus, we prove that the common ratio is negative 1 half and the sequence is a geometric sequence. So, there is a common ratio, so ito ay geometric sequence. Then, let's have illustrative example number 4. Determine if there is a common ratio or common difference in 6, 12, 14, 28, and so on. To prove, let us have the following solution. So if we're going to have the common difference, we're going to subtract. So 28 minus 14, that will be 14. Then next, 14 minus 12, 2. Then 12 minus 6 is 6. So based on the results, we can say that there is no common difference. So this is not a or an arithmetic sequence. Now let's have the common ratio. So 28 divided by 14, 2. Then 14 divided by 12, 7 over 6. And next is 12 over 6, that is 2. So there is no common ratio. Therefore, this is not a geometric sequence. So hindi ito arithmetic sequence nor geometric sequence. So ganyan lang po ang pagdetermine kung arithmetic sequence ba or geometric sequence. So kung arithmetic sequence, kunin nyo yung common difference. Kung may common difference, then ito po ay arithmetic sequence. Then kung geometric sequence, kung may common ratio, it means that yun ay geometric sequence. Then to solve for the geometric means of a given geometric sequence, the formula for the nth term of a geometric sequence is also used. So geometric meaning yung mga terms in the middle. Okay? So ang formula na gagamitin ay a sub n equals a sub 1 times r raised to the power of n minus 1. Where n is the number of the term number. So kung first term ba, second term, third term, and so on. And a sub 1 is the first term. So a sub 1, that is the first term. Then let us use the geometric sequence in activity. So 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. For instance, the only given in the problem are the first term and the last term, as in 4, then blank, 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 64. So there are 5 terms and you're going to find the 3 middle terms. Okay? How can we solve the geometric means? So for the solution, first we're going to find the common ratio. So in finding the common ratio, we're going to use the formula. So gagamitin natin yung formula na a sub n equals a sub 1 times r raised to the power of n minus 1. So dito ay substitute lang natin yung first and last terms. So fifth term, the last term is 64 equals first term a sub 1, 4 times r, then raised to the power of n, which is 5. So that is 5 there minus 1. Okay? Then 64 is equal to 4. Then 5 minus 1 is 4. So you're going to have there r raised to the power of 4. Then divide both sides by 4. So you're going to have 64 divided by 4, 16. Then this is equal to 4 divided by 4 is 1. So ang magiging remaining ay r to the power of 4. Then i-express natin itong 16 as power of 4 so that we can simplify. So 16 is 2 to the power of 4. So ang given dito ay 24. So mali po yun. So ito ay 2 to the power of 4. So in-express lang natin yung 16 as a power. So 2 to the power of 4. So from 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. Then equals r to the power of 4. Since same yung exponent 4, so pwede natin yang ma-cancel out. So r is equal to positive negative 2. So dalawang value ng common ratio. So positive 2 at negative 2. So for the second step, we're going to multiply the first term by the common ratio r equals 2 to get the second term. Okay? Our first term is 4. So to get the second term, so times 2 lang, the common ratio. So the second term will be 8. Then to find the third term, ang 8 ay multiply lang din natin sa 2. So 8 times 2 is 16. That will be a sub 3. Then for the fourth term, multiply natin ang 16 by 2. So that will be 32. Now since dalawa ang value ng r, so we can have another set of sequence. So, we're going to use negative 2. So, multiply nyo lang yung first term, 4 times negative 2. So, second term is negative 8. Then, times negative 2. Negative 8 times negative 2, 16. Then, 16 times negative 2 is negative 32. Then, times negative 2, that will be 64. So, ang two sets ng geometric sequence na makukuha natin ay 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 at 4, negative 8, 16, negative 32 at 64. So, meron tayo ditong activity. So, determine the common ratio and the next three terms of the following geometric sequence. Write your answer in the space provided. Item number 1 is done for you. So, first one, 4, 8, 16. So, 16 divided by 8 is 2 and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So, the common ratio is 2. So, para makuha natin yung next three terms, first, multiply natin yung 16 times 2. That will be 32. Then, times 2, 64. Then, times 2, that will be 128. Then, sa pangalawang example, 972, 324, 108, and so on. So, para makita natin yung common ratio, divide natin 108 divided by 324 at 324 divided by 972. So, kung i-divide natin ito, ang common ratio ay 1/3. Okay? Then, para makita yung next three terms, multiply lang natin. 108 times 1/3 ay 36. Then 36 times 1/3. So, ang sunod na term ay 12. Then, next term, 12 times 1/3. So, 12 divided by 3, that will be 4. Yan lang ang gagawin ninyo sa ganitong klase ng activity. Then, another activity dito, find the 10th term of the geometric progression. Okay, for example, dito tayo sa number 1, 4, 20, 100, and so on. And para masagot natin itong number 1, first, find the common ratio. So, finding the common ratio, divide natin 100 divided by 20. 5, 20 divided by 4 is also 5. So, common ratio dito ay 5. Then, para masolve natin ang 10th term, we're going to use the formula A sub n equals A sub 1 times R raised to the power of n minus 1. Okay? Then, we're going to look for the 10 terms. We're going to have A sub 10 equals A sub 1 is 4 times common ratio 5, so times 5 raised to the power of n minus 1, so 10 minus 1, that will be 9. Okay, then 5 to the power of 9 is equal to 1 million, so this will be 4 times 1 million to 953,125. Then this will be equal to 4 times that result. So times 4. So ang resulta ay 7,812,500. So ito po yung 10th term. So A sub 10. Or another way of solving this one is multiply nyo lang yung last term, 100 dito, times common ratio 5, 100 times 5, 4th term. Then ang result, 500 times 5, that will be the 5th term, and so on, until you can get the 10th term. So I hope na nakatulong ito. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.